Okay, so, I guess this is still happening. Yeah, so it looks like Kombat Pack 3 may be still a go. Now, I kind of gave up on all hopes for a third Kombat Pack for MKX after the announcement for Injustice 2, and we got gameplay. So I was kind of like, they probably won't do Injustice. I mean, maybe they won't do more Mortal Kombat X. Maybe they'll just focus on one. But no, it looks like Ed Boon wants to have one more go at MKX. So here's my thing: what probably is going to happen or it could be it could be old Ed Boon up to his ways of, hey, I'm going to troll everybody. Ho ho ho! Got you again, Ed Boon away. So that might be the case, but let's entertain the idea of the possibility of a third Kombat Pack. And yeah, this will probably be the last thing we get from Mortal Kombat X. The third and final, because yeah, everything has to come in threes. We always got to have that trilogy. So Kombat Pack 3 may more than likely be the final thing for MKX, and then they'll focus more on Injustice 2 and all that, and then we'll go on to MK11. So here's my thing. There's so many characters, both guest star and not, that I would love to see, and of course we're going to see 4. And apparently, I don't know how true this is, but a image showed up of these 4 darkened characters in this title card, and it says who's next. Now, it could be fake, it could totally be fake, but yeah, it's really hard to tell who the 4 characters are. And yeah, 2 of them will probably be guest characters, 2 of them will be MK characters. I'm fine with it. I've been really enjoying the guest characters from MKX. Especially, believe it or not, Leatherface has been probably my favorite. Leatherface is so awesome to play as. I love the variants. And I honestly thought I was going to hate the idea of Leatherface. Like, oh, Leatherface in a Mortal Kombat game? Are you kidding me? And then, there's actually, for those who don't know this story, the major reason why Leatherface is in Mortal Kombat X is for the reason that the original actor who played Leatherface in the original films, Gunnar Hansen, had passed away, and he and Ed Boon were close friends. And when he passed away, Ed Boon put Leatherface in the game as a tribute to Gunnar Hansen. And I was like, oh, that's a very sweet, that's very sweet. And then I got to play as then I was playing as Leatherface. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. He has some of the most brutal, most violent, and most bloody brutalities as well as fatalities I've seen in the game, and his ending sequence is awesome. I think I have more fun with him than I do the Xenomorph, Jason, or the Predator. And, yeah. I think, yeah, out of all the 4 guest characters we've had, I think Leatherface has been my favorite. Anyway, so yeah, the one character I thought I wasn't going to like, I turned out liking the most. Anyway, so getting back to this, the big thing is, what 2 characters could we... Now, I'm going to entertain the fact that maybe this title card thing may be true, and we see one character with a bow staff, and I was thinking, that's got to be Jade. That's got to be Jade, and if you guys remember, Jade her soul is still in the Netherrealm. Hers is still in the Underworld. So maybe if they bring Jade back, maybe she'll be like a reverend, like Scorpion, like how Scorpion got his humanity back. In here, maybe you could have it that Jade has become kind of like what Scorpion was. She's become a reverend as well, and yeah, that could be I think that would be a cool way to bring back Jade, because yeah, her stomach got quintessentially ripped out of her by Sindel. The other characters I would like to see in terms of MK, Rain's always cool, but I think they. If you played through Tanya's ending in her DLC, you'll find out that Rain got his ass killed after Tanya sold him out. So I don't think we'll get Rain, but I think Rain is maybe he'll come back as a remnant. Who knows? Sindel's another. I think Sindel would be a lot of fun. Fujin, there's another one. Yeah, Fujin's been talked about a lot. Fujin is another major character. I don't know, there's so many characters from MK that we've kind of wanted to see. I wanted to see Nightwolf. There's actually, Ed Boon put up a little voting thing on his Twitter account, and a lot of people said that the 2 major ones they wanted to see were Jade and Noob Saibot, and I was like, yeah, I could roll with that. Noob Saibot's another one of my favorite characters, and I think that would be cool to have him come back, and now that we have the the Lin Kuei, the Lin Kuei, the Lin Kuei now under the control of his younger brother, the current Sub-Zero, so you have the two of them face off. I think that would be a lot of fun. So, yeah, if anything, I think the two guest characters, and this is just me speculating, again, if this is all true, I think the two characters from MK that we might get are, from the MK for DLC, if this Kombat Pack 3 happens, are more than likely Jade and Noob Saibot, which I'm totally at peace at. I'm totally at peace with. I'm totally at peace with the idea of Jade and Noob Saibot being the two guest characters. I would be like, yeah, I kind of want those. So in terms of guest characters, that's a tough one. The guest characters may be a little tougher because they actually talked about, they were entertaining the possibility of the Terminator and Michael Myers as guest characters in the last DLC pack, but the reason why they couldn't do it is because they couldn't think of good variants for Michael and Terminator. That's kind of another reason why we got Leatherface, and the Xenomorph was another major one. So I don't know, maybe they could bring back Terminator. I think it would be cool. Maybe do T-1000. I think that would be... if they were to go with Terminator, the T-1000 for me, because one, I don't think it would be totally too expensive to have Robert Patrick's likeness in a game. That was one of the other major reasons they talked about why they didn't want Terminator in the last game as a DLC, because Schwarzenegger's likeness is so goddamn expensive, I would imagine. So, Robert Patrick, maybe not so much, but I think, I would rather play as, a being who can use liquid metal as a weapon of mass destruction, rather than... As much as I love the T-800, you gotta admit, T-1000's pretty frickin' awesome. So, that would be my pick, the T-1000. And the other one, Ash. Ash would be cool if you want to go by other horror characters. But again, I would imagine Bruce Campbell's pretty expensive. So that's the other thing. A lot of people, when they say, "Oh, what about and I would love to have Ash in this game. Ash is a character I would love to have in here. But honestly, there is another character you could go with, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you, and I've talked about him before, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys want him in this game as well in terms of horror characters, and that is Pinhead from Hellraiser. Pinhead. Awesome. He'd be great. You could have Doug Bradley come back. You can have Doug Bradley come back to voice Pinhead, and yeah, Pinhead I think is the more logical option. You got Freddy, you got Jason, you got Leatherface. Pinhead's like the next step there. And if you can't go with another horror, with the character I just mentioned, T-1000, how about the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers? We're apparently getting a third movie. So, yeah, how about the Creeper from from Jeepers Creepers? That'd be kind of cool. Have him, as like a finishing stage, you could have him like rip people's eyes out, or have him, ripping out people's organs and eating them. Something like that, I don't know. Chucky, I know a lot of people said Chucky, but I was like, I don't know, that character's a little too short to play as, and if you guys have played Soul Calibur 4, and remember when Yoda was Yoda, Vader, and Starkiller were all apprentices, guest characters in that game, it was pretty hard to hit Yoda if you weren't playing as him. It's pretty hard to hit him. So I don't know if I'd want Chucky or Leprechaun or anything in there. But yeah, let's face it, Hellraiser would probably be the next logical step for guest characters in this game. For the other one, I don't know. I kind of said T-1000, but it could be anybody. Hell, it could be Finally Spawn, just so people can be over like, yeah, let's put Spawn in this game, because we've been talking about it for years, so yeah. But I don't know. So you guys tell me, what do you guys think of the idea of possibly getting a third Kombat pack, and do you think it'll be the final DLC we'll get for MKX? And what four characters, 2 guest characters, 2 MK characters, just not all guest characters and not all MK characters, what 2 characters, 2 guest characters and 2 MK characters do you want to see in Kombat Pack 3? Just comment below, let me know, and once again, hope y'all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.